Homelessness affects people for a number of reasons, from family issues to alcohol or gambling addictions to even failed relationships that leave people packing their bags. One entrepreneur felt that giving donations to people alone could not solve the problem of homelessness. He found a new solution: employ them and train them. However, good intentions will go nowhere if people are unwilling to help themselves. Join us as we talk with former homeless people who, when given the opportunity, resolved to work hard and turn things around. Here's our Sunday special report.
I used to live in Taichung's Beitun district. I was dating this guy, and I helped him borrow money from a moneylender. He made things so that I couldn't continue working at my job. My mother wouldn't forgive me.
Hsiao Yun, 36, calmly explains the circumstances that led to her becoming homeless. Asked by us for an interview, she did not refuse. On the contrary, she gave a detailed overview of her difficult past. From time to time, she would touch her stomach, crying as she spoke about her impending motherhood.
I recently experienced bleeding, so I'm really worried. I'm 5 months pregnant with twins. 1 boy, 1 girl. I want to have them because my fiance suddenly passed away.
In March, Hsiao Yun was sentenced to 3 months in prison. After she was released, she had trouble finding a job. She had no choice but to go back on the streets, at least temporarily. Altogether, she has already spent 2 years living as a homeless person.
The main issue is that I have no money right now to apply for 2 forms of ID. Without those 2 pieces of ID, I cannot go to the district office to apply for subsidies. I cannot get medical care.
Some cardboard, a blanket, and a few pairs of slippers are all she has to her name. Those like Hsiao Yun who wander the streets often do so because they have lost their jobs, have had failed marriages, come from broken homes, or suffer from untreated mental illness. For those who live on the streets, it's not easy to find a way back into society.
水煎包，好不？哎呀，这偌久咯？
年外。
多少久？我加减仔找一个，起码通做。
无啦，拢有遮个一般拢有万件做啦。
对啦，那好紧。
有咧做啊，成叫咧做咧，时间较短。
Arong occasionally visits the Minchuan underpass to reach out to homeless people living there. Arong was once just like those people he helps. Now a transformed man, he has a job with a cleaning company. He and his boss often buy treats and steamed buns, which he takes to the underpass to share. He talks with homeless people there about their daily lives, encouraging them to rejoin society. Arong, 68, works with tool in hand, carefully cleaning the space in front of a beverage shop's entrance. It is truly hard to imagine that this homeless man turned cleaner was once the owner of a video game store in Taipei's Shiling district, and once held more than 10 million NT in assets.
因为我之前太大企了，我曾经在士林做过电动玩具。
Before, because I started too high, I fell so low. I sold video games in Shilling. It was my trump card, I'm not kidding. Then I went and gambled it all away. I don't know how much I lost, several tens of millions. I wouldn't say 100 million NT, but it was at least tens of millions.
As the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. After losing all his savings, Arong spent 15 years in prison. After that, he came to accept that the second half of his life would not be as good as the first. But he did not expect to find himself clashing with his son, and then hitting the streets with only a few bills in his pocket.
My backpack serving as a pillow, I found a clean place to rest. I was so tired that I fell asleep as soon as I lay down.
Going from a net worth of tens of millions to having only a few hundred new Taiwan dollars in his pocket, Arong spent 2 weeks on the street before resolving to pull himself together.
当然，人工作是为了过更好的生活啊。
Of course, the point of working is to have a better life. That's just how it is. If you can't be bothered working, then that's just how it is. You live on the street. As a homeless person, you are without respect. As such, you can sit only for a moment before someone tells you to move. That lack of respect I cannot deal with. I'd rather work an extra 3 hours and then sit and have a meal at a convenience store, am I right?
His cleaning job is 8 consecutive hours of work each day. After Arong gets done at the beverage shop, he takes a lunch break on his own time before rushing off to clean the city's public spaces.
一开始工作最怕擦玻璃，
真的啊？为什么玻璃很难？是不是？
那个时候没有学到诀窍啊，
那诀窍是什么？
现在会了。诀窍就要准备一个干抹布，还有刮刀。
He's made mistakes at work, but through those experiences, he's picked up tricks of the trade. Similarly, when experiencing failure in his life, he's tried to discern the reasons for that failure, and it's made him appreciate his current job all the more.
身心障碍的一堆，没有任何的补助。
There are many people with disabilities who apply for work with me, and there are no subsidies. These are the people who applied. There's a whole pile of documents. When homeless people show up, sometimes they stink to high heavens. First, I have them go shower. After they shower, sometimes they have no clean clothes. I have to provide them with clothes, my clothes. Okay, I can give them clothes. I originally had 30 outfits, and I have about 7 outfits left.
Zhang Mingfu was once a sales manager at a biotech firm. He used to make frequent donations to good causes, but eventually came to agree that it's better to teach a man to fish than to give fish. So he opened a cleaning business that also provided its workers with shelter. Zhang helps homeless people rejoin society and regain a sense of personal worth. He uses military-style management with everything from personnel affairs to dormitory regulations and even cleaning methodology.
还有就是我们的环境区，
Our space is divided into zones. We require that every day, when you return to base, whatever area you are responsible for, the first floor, bathroom, wherever, you must make sure it's all sorted.
The workers must keep a strict schedule and daily routine, but it's a major challenge for those used to roaming the streets freely. It is for this reason that of the 2,000 homeless people that Zhang has taken in, 700 have gone back to their old ways.
别人是有喜欢喝的。
There have been some people, some who like to drink, for example. They cannot control themselves and follow the company rules. The company doesn't allow alcohol, so those people prefer to live at the temple. There's nothing you can do about that.
祝你生日快乐，祝你生日快乐。
The monthly birthday celebrations are what residents most look forward to. The company's strict rules are hard to follow, but the routine is punctuated by warm and familial moments that encourage the residents to keep going. For those residents, the company is their home in a society that can be unforgiving.
那你觉得被瞧不起的原因是什么？
他不打理呀、衣服不洗呀、懒得洗澡啊，脸都懒得洗呀、当然会啊。
Zhang, the beverage shop owner, and others in the community have cast off their own prejudices to help homeless people regain a place in society.
对啊，因为他们真的很用心，很认真。
They are very diligent. They take their work very seriously. I feel that everyone should give it a try if given the opportunity. What harm could there be in getting to know them from a different perspective?
因为我们社区也需要人家服务，我们看的是说，哎，你要是很认真做。
Our residential community needs people to perform these services. The way we look at it is, the average person can do the job in 10 minutes if he's being serious about it. But you need 20 minutes, no problem. Take 20 minutes to do it. The important thing is that you do it well. We need people helping us. You guys are willing to do it, and you do it well, so why not?
According to official data, as of May 2020, there were 273 homeless people registered in Greater Taichung. Due to reasons like personal background or mental instability, they've had a difficult time finding work.
以今年的统计来讲，他们的估计大概也有30%左右。
According to our data this year, their employment rate is about 30%. Those who find work through the employment center are classified as stably employed if they reach a certain high standard. They must work continuously for 3 months.
Aji is one of the Taichung government's stably employed homeless. He works for the city's Social Services Bureau, where he guards the gate and cleans. In his free time, he creates sketches to decorate the office.
呼鸟叫声回空谷嘛，声声震荡无家人，就是说他这样子让我。
You could say that it leaves me with the sense that birds and I share a similar mental state, which is loneliness. It doesn't have a home, and neither do I.
But at this moment, Aji is no longer lonely. Because he has his work, his life is firmly rooted. A day later, we went to visit Hsiao Yun again. She's come to Taichung Park wearing a volunteer's vest of a local church. It's here that she's regaining the footing of a life with purpose. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Hsiao Yun comes to Taichung Park as a volunteer of the church, handing out lunchboxes to homeless people. Hsiao Yun's life on the streets isn't quite over yet, but through her faith, she's found something to rely on.
It's just doing my bit. It's just helping. I am a homeless person too. I feel that everybody has rough days. We have to help each other out.
For Arong, Hsiao Yun, and all those who wander the streets, a helping hand can go a long way. But in the end, it's their hunger for a home of their own that will take them down the last mile back into society.